plus no tribute shows. So that SmackDown will not be reviewed, but we have one more. I believe we have one more Raw and then one more SmackDown, and then we get to the
Hmm.
pay per view. But
Now,
today, go ahead.
now you said no tribute shows. Now, if we ever did a road to Royal Rumble of 4, does that mean we'd have to we'd have to skip off tribute to the troops?
That's different. That's different. I mean,
But
tribute shows meaning like something involving a tragedy. And yes,
yeah,
technically,
I know.
tribute to the troops technically did involve a tragedy, but it wasn't like, oh, we're doing a tribute to 9/11 happening.
That would
That's
be
a
a hell.
little different. That's a little
That would
different.
be a hell of a bookend. We do the
Mhm.
road to here, and then we do a road to that involves tribute to the troops. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I wonder why they're there. Find out on if you want to know why these guys are here over in Afghanistan. Watch our Unforgiven road
Yeah.
to.
Oh my gosh. So I didn't even set this up this way, but this turned out to be perfect timing. Today is March 16th, obviously 316 day, and today we are covering a show that was heavy with Stone Cold Steve Austin. In fact, he ends up kicking off the show. And the show we are referring to is the September 10th,
Ooh,
2001 Raw, which features, as we've mentioned a couple of times already, the most infamous cut to the world
ooh.
happens on this show because that is maybe not. It's not like as infamous, like everybody talks about it, but it is somewhat infamous just for the fact that they're cutting, they're showing a live shot of the city just
They could have done worse.
well,
They could
just
have shown the Twin Towers.
right, but still, just hours before one of the biggest tragedies in this country's history,
God.
which for them, the biggest part of those tragedies happened in right in the middle of the city. So
Yeah.
that's it's very a very ominous moment that we will get to later on in the show. Uh, so we kick the show off September 10th, 2001, with a clip of Austin and Angle from last week. They kind of show everything leading up from like the kiddie pool stuff. It kicks off with Austin saying, "I've been bamboozled and whatever by Kurt Angle for the last time," and they show the stuff where Angle pushes him into the kiddie pool and all that, and then everything leading into what led to the match of RVD versus Angle, which main evented SmackDown last week. Good little video package. WWE always
Yep.
does phenomenal tribute packages. But now we finally, for only the second time during the road to this pay per view, we open up with a damn segment. No match,
Ooh.
no, especially after last week when we had one of the most random opening, not last week, the SmackDown, obviously, which technically, I mean, it aired live on Tuesday, so it was very close to being last week. But when I say last week, I don't mean last week on Raw. But the last show we reviewed, the SmackDown, having one of the most random matches to kick off a show with the Hardy Boys against Raven and fucking Justin Credible. We finally kick off with a damn segment for only the second time in the build to this pay per view, which is absolutely crazy. But Stone Cold comes out and he's being backed by pretty much all of the Alliance members. And let's see, he says that the people probably think he's embarrassed having lost to a member of the Alliance on SmackDown and that he cried last week on Raw. Well, he isn't ashamed of himself, but rather he is ashamed of everyone in the arena and the 10 million people watching on TV. Um, Austin already got the ratings for the show.
I don't know how he did it.
Yeah, that's wow. Maybe you're right about the Alliance knowing the future.
I, I I've been trying to I've been trying to tell you, he knows the ratings.
There you go. 10 million people watching at home. And let's see, where the hell am I now? Oh, yeah, 10 million people watching on TV because they'll be cheering for Kurt Angle at Unforgiven. Then Austin demands that Rob Van Dam gets into the ring. He wants to know who RVD thinks he is. Oh boy. Austin doesn't like him. And then, well, RVD pretty much says, I don't like you either. Which RVD saying that draws a huge pop as we are slowly starting. And on this show, they actually like slowly like put some of some of the seeds to the next pay per view. No Mercy were planted on this show. Obviously, we kind of started pushing the RVD into the mix last week, but now once again they're continuing that, having RVD tell Stone Cold, "Hey, I don't like you either." Like, so you don't like me, well, I don't like you either. And that gets a huge pop. So Austin throws down his belt and asks RVD to put his own down, his own being the hardcore title, and they both hug. He says he likes RVD because of his confidence. So from 2 seconds, Austin goes from hating RVD to now he likes him because of the confidence. Again, part of that deranged Stone Cold Steve Austin. Remember the pay per view cover, the poster for the upcoming pay per view, which by the way, the world finally has that updated.
Oh, good.
The poster is there. Um, I said last week I didn't pay attention to see if the world for the SmackDown that I didn't pay attention to see if the world poster was which one it was. Actually, I did pay attention and I just forgot that. Remember how they went straight into the world? Well,
Yeah.
the cameraman at the time was actually underneath the backdrop thing. So he was already like walking into the world essentially. So we didn't see the poster. So we can't necessarily say if the Unforgiven poster was there just yet for that SmackDown. But the first time we actually see the Unforgiven poster at the World is on this show. So they finally realized, oh, SummerSlam's over. We got to fix. We got to change the poster. But anyway, um, so let's see. Yeah, he says he likes RVD because of the confidence, and he thinks RVD should have enough confidence to challenge Kurt Angle to a match tonight. Tro,
Mm.
does Rob Van Dam have enough confidence to challenge Kurt Angle later tonight?
He should. He beat
Okay,
Austin.
there you go. He did with the help of Kurt Angle,
Yeah, Kurt was just there for show.
though. Okay, so let's see here. He says that we should get that RVD should take on Kurt Angle tonight. Stone Cold says he wants the alliance to have confidence, and that means that Test wants to say something, and that is when Test comes into the ring, takes the mic, and he says he wants the Rock later tonight. Big challenge by the big man Test, who says he understands that Shane McMahon and Booker T are going to take the title off Rock at Unforgiven. Tonight, it's all just about beating the Rock's ass. It ain't about the title. So the
Oh
title's not
my.
going to, yeah, the title's not going to be on the line. It's just going to be Test taking on Rock. And nothing good has, oh, Test also says, nothing good has ever come from Texas. This show is from San Antonio. And Austin immediately makes sure that the crowd understands he means you guys, not me. Austin says that. And now Canyon, after Austin says, who else wants to step up and say something? Canyon gets on the apron, comes into the ring, and says he is issuing an open challenge to any WWE member for a United States title match, just like how Kurt Angle wanted to throw out an open challenge. He says that he's going to throw. He's throwing this open challenge out, just like how Kurt Angle wanted to throw Austin off a bridge last week. You thought Austin was going to get a little mad about that, but he didn't. Let me see something here. Hold on. He says, well, he pretty much just says, yeah, great job for he essentially puts Kenyon over. But now we have Taz wanting to say something, and he thinks that at Unforgiven, oh boy. So yeah, he gets into Austin's face and says, "Listen, Austin, with all due respect, Angle's gonna beat you at Unforgiven. He's gonna take that title as well." And that is when Stone Cold hits a stunner on Taz, and he says big boot. He looks at Taz, says big boot. Canyon holds Taz down, holds Taz up, excuse me, and Taz hits the big boot. Then Austin looks at Rob Van Dam. He says 5-star, and RVD goes to the top rope, hits a 5-star frog splash on Taz. Taz not being a good member of the alliance here, you take down, you try to
Yeah,
take down a leader, say you're gonna lose on at Unforgiven. That's what you get, Taz. Sorry.
Paul Heyman's just watching this and saying, "Look at how they massacred my boy."
Yeah, massacre. Yeah. Great segment to kick off the show. You got Austin continuously, that deranged Stone Cold Steve Austin. 1 minute he's telling RVD he hates him. The next minute he's hugging him because he loves the confidence. Kurt Angle is still obviously in his head. That's why once Taz said, I think Kurt Angle's going to beat your ass, Austin said, no, that's it. We're going to beat your ass. So great little segment to kick off the show. What do you think?
Well, he's so deranged that he's allowing Canyon to be like, "Oh yeah, remember when Kurt tried to throw you off a bridge last week?" He's
Right,
like,
exactly.
"That's actually pretty funny." But the moment
Yeah,
Taz says, "You might actually lose in 2 weeks,"
right.
he's like, "Oh damn, son, fuck you, you
Yeah.
little, you merely mouth little son of a bitch. You beat. I don't care that you beat Kurt Angle in 2000. No one even remembers that pay per view."
Well, there you go. Yeah, so Taz again taking a beat down from the alliance leader because Taz wants to run his mouth. Not smart, but again, it is kind of funny. Canyon's like, he brings up the fact that Austin almost got thrown off a bridge by Angle, but Austin's like, who better? Who better? But
Who better,
but
Jones?
Taz, but Taz is like, you know what? Austin's gonna kick your ass and take your title. It's like, what? Stunner. Big boot, 5-star.
You got smartass Jones over here, man.
You said that earlier. I don't understand what you mean by that.
It's a Taz thing.
When has Taz ever said Smart Man Jones? See,
Well,
when I
whatever he on commentary, like AEW, I guess, and when he was doing his radio show,
oh
he'd be
oh
like, "Oh, so something Jones over here."
see now I did some occasionally watch his radio show, but obviously I don't watch AEW. So if you're throwing AEW references at me, I'm not gonna
It was barely an AEW reference. It was
well,
an AEW dark reference. No one even watches that. Not even AEW fans.
I don't watch anything AEW. So moving forward, just like I don't
Damn.
watch anything current day, but moving forward, big debut here. Big debut. You know what I'm talking about, right?
The Big Show Paul White. He's re-debuted.
I think didn't we get through that
We
in our didn't we get through that in our last road too?
Yes, and I believe his name is now called the Big Show.
Yeah.
They're not calling Paul White this week. They're not calling.
No, not on this show, obviously not.
No, I know it was a couple of weeks of us trying to figure out what they were calling
Yeah,
him.
back then when we were doing that, because
Just start calling
it
him
was
Paul White
it's
again.
like Paul White, the Big Show. It's like which is he? Which is he?
Well, it's like our hurricane situation. We keep on
It's the
calling him
same thing.
Hurricane Helms.
Which at this point he was
What are you, dude?
for a couple of weeks he was Hurricane Helms, but I was saying Gregory Helms because I thought he still wasn't technically a Hurricane yet. So I was calling him Greg. I actually he wasn't. He wasn't even Gregory Helms in 2001. He was Shane Helms.
Yeah.
So I
They
was even
didn't
getting
even
it
call him
wrong.
Gregory.
Yeah, they didn't call him Gregory until after he took the hurricane mask off and became, Gregory Helms with the greatest,
Gregory Hale.
the greatest Titantron of all time.
Just my sunglasses.
But no, you don't know what debut this is. You've been talking about this for our past couple of episodes.
Yeah, it's not chronic. We've
No, it's
seen
not Chronic. Chronic
we've
debut.
we've seen we've seen
It's
oh Christian
yes,
Christian
yes.
at last you're on your own. Version one.
New theme song for Christian, and yes, it is. You can tell listening to it on this
Yeah.
show. It is a different version of
I
the theme song we would come to know.
I don't know if he gets the lyrics next week or 2 weeks after, but I do know that they do use this version for the promo for
Oh,
Unforgiven.
okay.
They do. They do. At last, you're on your own. The
Yeah.
with Christian being a dick because of
Right.
because of one bad person, man.
Yeah, Grandma Edna.
Grandma fucking Edna.
Absolutely.
Grandma.
My,
There you go.
I was
Took me
waiting
a
because
while.
I was
I know.
waiting.
I know.
I knew you were gonna do it. That's why I was waiting. I'm sitting here like I can't sit here and like not say anything for longer. Like how long is this?
Grandma Edna.
So anyway, Grandma Edna has broken up Edge and Christian. Christian has a new theme song because of this. Tro takes forever to do something, and
Yeah.
that's because of Grandma Edna too.
God
But
damn Grandma Edna.
Christian debuted. So here's the answer to a trivia. Here's the answer to a trivia question: who faced Christian after he debuted the At Last song? It was the one Billy Gunn. So we kick off the match portion of the September 10th Raw with Christian getting the win as he pulled the referee in the way just as Billy Gunn was about to hit the Fame-Master, and he rolled up Billy Gunn to get the pin, putting his feet on the ropes, by the way. Uh, in the post-match, he beats up Billy Gunn on the outside, and in the end, he hits him in the face with a chair, and then just to make his brother be like, ouch, because I remember how that felt. He hits a one-man concerto onto the one. He is the one.
He is the
So
one.
he gets the one-man concerto. Why not?
He would. Billy Gunn is the one. He will be at Survivor Series as that whole tagline is one.
That's true, but you're going way off here. We're not doing
I'm
the
in.
road
I'm in the
to.
fu- in the future.
We're not doing the road to Survivor Series. That's
Damn.
that's not now, at least not now.
Yeah.
Right now, we're doing the road to Unforgiven #1. So on Christian, have him use a steel chair on Billy Gunn. Also cheap to win the match
Yeah.
itself, getting the ref, pulling the ref in the way when Billy Gunn hits the Fame Master, tries to hit the Fame Master at least, and then using the ropes after he rolled him up, and then hitting him in the head with a chair, and then hitting him with a one-man concerto. All that. So good heel work from Christian, but other than that, the match itself, not much to talk about. What do you think?
I like that Christian can now just fully embrace the heel role. He doesn't have to.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to like, oh, I'm accidentally cheating here. It's no,
Mhm.
I'm gonna fully on cheat. I'm a total heel now. So there's no reasons for me to even act nice, act
Right.
good to
Right.
save
Yeah.
face with my brother.
Yeah, that was a couple of weird weeks where you knew Christian was turning heel. He was acting heel, but he had to be like, "Well, I still love my brother,"
Yeah.
So we finally got away from that. Christian is fully broken up from Edge, and he is a heel.
Yeah. No, he's basically Billy Gunn. Poor Billy Gunn. Where get this man Chuck, please.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. He's it's coming soon, coming soon. Speaking of heels, Tess and the extremely beautiful. She's not. Stephanie McMahon is not a heel. Let me just. I'm obviously Stephanie McMahon is not a heel, but we have Tess and Stephanie McMahon just essentially being like, they're watching backstage and they're like, what a great job. They're impressed by what Christian did, and Tess says impressed by Stephanie McMahon, and that how later tonight against The Rock, Stephanie herself actually says she's going to make this a handicap match, and Rock can pick Tess partner. And well, who do you think, Tro, will be Tess partner in the main event tonight?
It could be Grandma Edna,
Hmm.
or it could be the returning Triple H.
Interesting, interesting. So
Yeah,
Triple
yeah,
H, Triple H is going
yeah.
to return and be a
And join
part
the
of the alliance.
yeah,
Wow.
he'll be John Paul Levesque. The return of his WCW guy.
So Grandma Edna has been the biggest heel on the road to Unforgiven
Yes.
here. So it would make a lot of sense if she ends up being in this handicap match here against the Rocks. She broke up Edge and Christian. She made
Yeah.
Stone Cold Steve Austin steal Kurt Angle's gold medals, and she had freaking Stone Cold Steve Austin thrown into a kiddie pool.
Yeah.
And
But I don't.
Grandma Edna knows Toronto, so she knew
Yes.
that there's a kiddie pool next to every bridge, just
Of
laying
course.
randomly on the street in Toronto near any bridge. And so she knew what she was doing that whole time. She knew
Yeah.
that if she made Austin steal those gold medals, then and right before they were in Toronto for that live SmackDown, that would lead to Kurt Angle throwing Austin into a kiddie pool. That's Grandma Edna for you.
You know what? I think she might have been the higher power.
Maybe. It's me, Austin. It's been me all along.
It's me, Austin. It was me all along, Austin.
A great.
Even my immediate family bought it.
Yeah, even Edge and Christian brought it. Yeah. There you
My even my family bought it. Edge and Christian.
go.
Come here, Edge. I want to give you a hug. Get the fuck away from me, Christian. She hugs King Brell and Edge, but not
I love that. I love that you can do an impersonation of somebody who we don't even know that her voice.
that could be her voice. We don't know what she sounds like. He could sound like Granny, or she could sound really, really deep.
So
Who knows?
obviously, that test segment with Stephanie was just building up towards the main event. That was okay, but what do you think about it there?
We got we got another awkward segment of Stephanie and Tess is like, no. Hey, Stephanie, remember when you were gonna get married? No,
Yeah.
good. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to think about it. Remember
it's
when I never got my payback on Triple H for that?
it's a Stephanie McMahon segment, so obviously it gets a 10 out of 10. If
Well, obviously
Stephanie's
from
in
you.
there.
Now, when you and CJ did the 9/11 tribute show, did you give her talking about 9/11 a 10 out of 10?
uh
When she compared the U.S. government investigating Vince to 9/11, were you like, oh man, that's really
I well, from what I'm pretty sure what I said was I don't think she meant to actually do that as it came off. But obviously, she should have went in a different direction. There's no
What
doubt about
happened? What happened on Tuesday was pretty bad. But you know what was even worse? When the government investigated my dad.
it.
Woof, woof. He had to have a neck brace and everything.
Yeah. Well, moving forward, we have. Oh, this was kind of funny. If there if there was somebody, a wrestler who behind the scenes would actually think that somebody is doing a gimmick to mock the WWE for their gimmicks, it's Lance Storm. So this was kind of funny how we have Lance Storm backstage and then Hurricane swoops in like he always does. Woof. And Lance Storm uh, commends, it's like, great job, Hurricane. I love that you are mocking the WWE for how they do their stupid gimmicks. And I want technical wrestling with freaking Boston crabs and all that and one-legged
Yeah.
and just a great job by you, Hurricane, to mock the WWE with their gimmicky shit. And so I'm not Lance Storm. Hurricane's like, well, thank you, Citizen Storm, but I don't know what you mean by saying I am mocking somebody. I am an actual superhero. I am the Hurricane. A funny gimmick there. A funny gimmick. A funny segment from Hurricane and Lance Storm.
I like the thought of Lance Storm knowing that this is all fake. And he just goes there, Undertaker's not really dead. You two aren't really brothers. Edge and Christian, you guys are just friends. There was no when Edge was handing the phone over to Christian, there was nobody on the other line. That phone wasn't even there.
if there's somebody that will do it, I wouldn't be surprised if it was
You're
Lance.
not really Hurricane. You're just Shane Helms in a mask.
So a funny segment. What'd you think about it there, Lance Storm and Hurricane?
No, it was great. It's the Lance Storm's the straight man to Hurricane, who,
Hmm.
who really thinks he's a superhero.
And obviously, Lance Storm and Hurricane, they are teaming because at Unforgiven, not that this has been made official on the shows yet, but at Unforgiven, Lance Storm and Hurricane will be in that four-man elimination tag match. Uh, Dudley Boys are number one contender, but Undertaker and Kane are facing Chronic, and pretty sure the Dudley Boys are actually in that four-man elimination match. Uh, I
They're
gotta
they'll be extra number one contenders.
I gotta look up if Dudley Boys actually got a title shot at No Mercy. That may be why they did that number one contenders match a
I can
couple
tell you
years.
that Chronic definitely does not survive
No,
past
I know that.
I'm
I
pretty
obviously
sure they get fired in
I know that Chronic was not on No Mercy '01. I know that for a fact. Uh, okay. Like I said, the alliance has all the good looking women outside of Trish Stratus, who we haven't seen in a couple of weeks now. But one of them has already been seen on the show, and now we see a second one of them as the Hardy Boys and Lita take on Hurricane, Lance Storm, and the extremely beautiful Ivory. Uh, Hurricane and Matt get the match going. We get a loud Lita chant, but in the end, uh, let me see. Okay, hold on a minute. Okay, now here we go. Here's where it ends. Oh yeah, that's right. Lita beat up on Ivory, and at one point, Matt Hardy actually hits a twist of fate on Ivory, which is absolutely horrible. Matt Hardy and Lita both need to be jumped and kicked out of Team WWE and just kicked out of the WWE for good after doing that. How dare you twist of fate, Ivory? That's just horrible.
what a
The whole Alliance locker room should have got out and just beat the hell out of Matt
yeah.
Hardy there. But yeah, Matt Hardy and Matt and Jeff get the win here. Uh, really fun match, to be honest. Much better than last week or the last SmackDown, where we kick off the show with a random ass tag match with the Hardys taking on Raven and Just Incredible.
Just incredible, yeah.
Right, I keep forgetting. It's that random. I keep forgetting who Raven's.
You don't remember the legendary tag team of Just Incredible and Raven? Come on.
But yeah, this was a fun match. Plus, it's building towards the pay per view because again, Lance Storm and fucking Hurricane are in that 4-man elimination tag match that also features the Hardys 14 elimination tag match. That's about it for the match. Again, Hardy's the only thing I didn't like about the Matt Hardy and Lita need to be jumped, thrown out of the WWE for attacking Ivory that way. But other than that, fun match. What do you think, Truck?
I think Matt and Lita should be put in the Hall of Fame for attacking Ivory. I'm gonna start making a list of things that be permabanned. Let's see, we got Ivory. Mentioning we got Ivory, Stacy,
Stephanie. No hate on. There's a lot of WWE divas, honestly.
and
Melina,
I know
no
something
hate
else.
on Melina.
I know something else that can get me permabanned.
What else? See, I knew that was coming, so I quickly threw him out for that one. He is perma banned, but we do have a show to get to, so Of Indianapolis. Nope. He's banned. He's banned. I think that's gonna do it for tonight's show, today's show. So yeah, please like and subscribe and all that good stuff, and we'll see. I'll see you maybe Monday for the rest of this show's review, and I'll continue the road to Unforgiven.
Now, does this make you feel better? Are you happy now?
I will lift part of your perma ban, so you're half banned.
Okay, I'm half banned.
Yeah, no disrespecting Ivory, no disrespecting Stacy Keibler, Tori Wilson, Stacy Keibler, Melina, Tori, the WWE Tori, not Tori Wilson.
No Tori that no one sees anymore. Tori.
Well, obviously, yeah, no one sees it. She looked amazing back in her WWE days. So
we have too many Tories.
Yeah, there's the Tori Tori and Torrie. Terry's fine, but I wasn't big on.
What about Deborah?
Deborah's okay.
What about Lillian Garcia?
Lillian Garcia is fine, but not one of my bigger crushes, to be honest.
So I can only make fun of WWF women.
At least at where we are, no making fun of Trish Stratus, obviously.
So technically, I can still make fun of Jazz since she hasn't debuted yet.
Jazz was never really a big crush for me, so you can make fun of anything.
Oh, son of a bitch!
So as we were saying, thoughts on that tag match?
I thought it was a fine tag match.
Yeah,
they still don't have. They're still not really building up the actual 4-man tag match.
That is true.
Unforgiven.
They haven't announced. They haven't announced it, but they are somewhat building it up.
It's happening, guys.
The matches that they are not building up whatsoever are the two matches I keep mentioning: RVD and Jericho for the hardcore title, and then Tajiri facing Rhino. Have we seen Tajiri and Rhino face to face at any point during the build up to this show?
No. But I think that's because they have to get the rights to the ECW title, because obviously it will be for the ECW title.
It's not going to be for the ECW title. No.
Oh, what the hell are we even doing here?
Rhino has been working with like fucking Rock. He's been goring the shit out of Rock. You'd think he'd be in the WCW title match at the pay per
It's
view.
gonna be the real undisputed title. They add the ECW and WCW World Championship together.
Well, there you go. So coming off that tag match, we see Michael Cole looking to find out where the Rock, or he's in front of Rock's locker room, where you see the door with the Rock's name on it, and he's trying to find out who the Rock is, or who the Rock is going to pick to be test partner for the main event tonight in the handicap match. Rock comes out. Well, first, Michael Cole opens the door, and then he immediately closes the door. He's like, "Oops, my bad, my bad." And then Rock comes out, and he's like, "Do you know Rock was taking a shower? What are you doing, Michael Cole?" And then at 1 second, Michael Cole like looks down, and he's like, that Rock is like, "Don't be looking at the people's strudel now, Michael Cole. You're worse than Lillian Garcia." If we remember the Lillian Garcia segment from the Smackdown, the last show. Um, then he okay, no, I thought this was where he announced it, but no, we move on. APA playing cards when you gotta give credit to Chris Jericho here. You have to give credit because he knocks on the door. He could have easily walked through the invisible wall, but he knocks on the APA's door. So they immediately invite him in, and when you see it's Chris Jericho, and the guys are like, "Hey," well, APA's like, "Hey, you want to? We have another member for the card game," and Jericho's like, "No, I'm not here to play cards. We got a big 6-man tag or some type of 8-man or 6-man. Remember, this is the invasion angle, so we got to have an 8-man or a 6-man tag all over a weekly show every week." So he's like, Jericho's like, "Guys, we need to get ready here. What are you doing playing cards?" Does Chris Jericho not know the APA? I mean, the APA doesn't matter what match that they're getting ready for. They could be going for the tag titles. They'll still be in their office playing cards.
What?
Say what if you sleep with your sister?
Way?
That honestly, that was we talked about the what chant the other day, and I didn't bring that up, but that is like the funniest thing to come out of the what chant, where they were doing it to the Undertaker when Undertaker was heel, and Undertaker looks at the crowd and says, "Say what if you sleep with your sister?" And the whole crowd goes, "Whoa!" That is the one good thing. Besides the fact that for a little while it was a little funny having Austin do that, but the fact that it's still kind of to use today, it does get a little bit annoying. But that's like the one really funny moment to come out of the what chant. But
What?
but yeah, Chris Jericho does not understand the APA. These guys, that's how they get ready for a tag match. Just drinking beer and playing cards. And by the way, they weren't playing for money because when they're asking Chris Jericho if he's ready to play the card game with them, Bradshaw like pushes beer his way, cans of beer, as if that's Chris Jericho's chips for the game.
Wasn't that how you get ready for each show?
That
You
what,
play
what was
you
it?
you. Isn't that how you get ready for each show? You drink beer and play poker.
No, I get ready by laughing at Tro. Essentially, I just I can't believe this is my
This is
host here, my guest
yeah.
host
This
or my
yeah. My
co-host.
guest host. Yeah, that's how it started out, right?
That is how it started out. Yeah,
I'm bringing this Tro guy on. Let's see how it goes.
yeah. Where I thought I always remember your debut episode as Royal Rumble '06, but it was actually New Year's Revolution '06.
Exactly.
Yeah. Your second episode's still doing really good. It's creeping up on 400 episodes, which for this channel, 400 views, excuse me. For this channel, 400 views is pretty damn good. I will say that. Um, but ever since then, nobody's given a fuck about you.
No, no, but I've been close. I've been resting on my laurels.
Anyway, so uh, Rock with Michael Cole, the first part of that segment. What did you think about that?
I thought it was fine.
Yeah.
The Rock's just doing his typical comedy stuff.
Absolutely, and I thought it was really funny. And the same thing with bringing back last week's or the last one from Smackdown, where he says you're worse than Lillian Garcia. That was kind of funny. And then the segment we just went over, APA playing cards with Chris or APA playing cards and Chris Jericho comes in. Jericho he remembered to knock on the door.
Yes,
So what do you think about that?
I find it funny that this is Christian. He's like, the fuck are you guys doing? What do you mean you do this each night? Damn, son.
It's like we got a damn match to go to get ready for. What are you guys doing?
Yeah, this is how we warm up. What do you mean?
Now we have Tajiri. Again, the Alliance always have all the beautiful women. We have Tajiri sitting at Regal's desk with Tori Wilson by Tajiri's side. And Regal says tonight Tajiri is getting a shot at the United States title, but Regal also reminds Tajiri to watch out for this Alliance woman. As beautiful as she may be, she is still with the Alliance, and she's going to screw you over at some point. Uh, a little less on the comedy side. Normally, when we see Commissioner Regal and Tajiri, somebody comes in and it turns into a good comedic segment. But this wasn't a bad segment at all. We're continuing the slow build to Tajiri and Tori Wilson, which Tajiri and Tori Wilson from about here to all the way to like right after Backlash, they are pretty much going to be a worked couple, if you will, where Tori Wilson will always be by Tajiri's side. They broke that up in a really cool way too, where like Tajiri started to become a heel and made like Tori Wilson dress up in a geisha outfit, and the breakup, the official breakup, Tori Wilson just steps up onto the SmackDown announce booth and takes the geisha outfit off to the dismay of Tajiri. But we are way prior to that. That's months from
Yeah,
now. But
you're getting on me about talking about Survivor Series. Here you are.
post Backlash 02.
Yeah,
Um, so yeah, what did you think of Tajiri? Which first off, like I said, not as comedic as those segments normally are. But again, Regal warning Tajiri about Tori. So decent segment. What did you think?
I think it's just Regal being a nice friend to his good old pal,
Yeah.
his old pal Tajiri.
Yes, who he's been great pals with for only about a
Yes,
couple of months now.
they'll always be friends, friends to the end. Regal
What
would
if
never turn on his friend.
what if Regal joined the alliance and became the alliance's commissioner?
Well, now that would be silly.
You know,
I think he'd have to kiss Vince's ass in order for that to happen.
you know, if he were to do that, I'm not saying he's going to, but I'm saying if Regal were to turn on the WWE and join the alliance as their commissioner, whose fault would that be?
You know, it's really wrecking my head. Give me a second to think. But I think I think
Even
it's
even
Grandma.
Edge,
Grandma.
even Edge agrees. He said, "Yeah,
Yeah, and it's Christian, by the way.
yeah."
Yeah,
But
but what do you what?
Christian says Grandma Edna, but isn't that Edge
Oh
saying,
yeah,
"Yeah,
yeah. It says yeah.
yeah"?
What?
So now we Say what if you sleep with your sister?
What?
Oh my!
Give me a hell yeah! What? Oh god. What?
Better than Yeet, I'll tell you that.
Uh,
Anyway,
don't you, me, motherfucker.
don't I what you what?
Yeet.
Oh, don't you yeet me, motherfucker. Well, don't
Yeah,
worry. You ain't gotta worry.
that's gonna be the next.
You ain't gotta worry about that. I will never yeet you. I will
Once
tell you
the blue and orange armies sees that people are eating.
that. Are you trying to make me? Are you really trying to make me hate my own team? What just happened there?
I'll be right. I shall return quickly. Hold on.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Okay, so this has been a pretty good show so far, and again, I don't want to go too far. I really don't want to start moving to other segments without Tro, so we're gonna wait for him. But yeah, the what chant, as annoying as it may have been, or really as it may have gotten over time, was it was better than yeet. One of the dumbest things, yeet. But I will say, for the kids, if the kids are enjoying it, that's fine. You know that's what those type of chants are for, like the younger fans. And if you are grown up and you enjoy the chant, obviously I'm not going to say like what do you can enjoy that. You can enjoy whatever the hell you want. Obviously, entertainment is subjective. I personally do not. I think the yeet is one of the weirdest things I've ever seen. It's not a chant for me. I will say that. But yeah. So the September 10th, 2001 Raw. That is the show we are covering here. So far, like I said, so far where we are at, this is a pretty good show. We just gotta wait for Tro to come back to continue here. But so far, really good show. I enjoyed again that the Hardys tag match. It wasn't random like last week. It didn't kick off the show like last week or the last SmackDown. Um, the Austin segment to kick off the show was great. Um, and again, with the whole berating Taz thing was never a problem to me. You know, not everybody's gonna be a main eventer, and sometimes you got to be the guy to, be put in positions like that and help the main eventer look good. And that's essentially what Taz's role was in the alliance. So I have no problem with that. Taz would go on to become a phenomenal commentator, in my opinion. So yeah, I don't have any problem with the whole thing with Taz always, or excuse me, Stone Cold always bullying Taz. Stone Cold's a heel. Technically, Taz is a heel too, but that's. I will say they could have done something with it. At some point on an episode of Raw, you have Taz step, which I think they did do something where like Taz was trying to step up to Austin, and like Austin just still beat the hell out of him. I mean, I don't think there would be anything wrong with having one episode where like Taz says, "Oh, I'm fed up." He puts Austin in the Taz mission, and Austin taps, and shit like that. And then that maybe leads to the next weekly show they main event, or even later on in that night they main event and have a tremendous match, and Austin in the end, while Taz gives Austin a tough ride, in the end Austin still wins. I think they could have done something like that. That's the only thing I would say about the whole Austin bullying Taz, is it really technically didn't lead to anything. But I still, in terms of, oh, they're burying Taz, like, stop with that. I had no problem with what they were doing. Taz was never going to be WWE champion. I don't believe he would have been. He wasn't WWE champ material for that time. Today, he'd probably be the top guy in the damn company. but back then, he wasn't exactly top guy material, and sometimes you got to be one of those guys that's gonna get the beat down from the top heel and put him over. There's nothing wrong with that. Um, and like I said, Taz went on to have a phenomenal career in the booth, in the announce table, calling the shows. Smackdown in 2003 with Cole and Taz, like they're the voice of my childhood. So I love that. But let's see. Oh yeah, we have a really good segment coming up too with Rock and Michael Cole. But we will wait for that. We'll wait for Tro to come back. He should be back in a few minutes. So I haven't done a solo video in a while, and I'm definitely considering maybe in a few days doing one. I've done like 3 home video retrospectives. That's definitely something I would like to bring back. I haven't done those since like the summertime. So that's definitely something I would like to bring back soon. Top fives and top tens, favorite moments or favorite storylines. That's another thing I haven't done in a long time. Definitely bring that back at some point. But yeah, so be on the lookout for that. Hopefully, maybe sometime this week I will do a solo video. Um, let's see. Okay, let me see something. Okay, it's good because I was running. I was running out of things to say. To be honest, he is. I think he's back. Let's see. Oh boy. Well, he's trying to come back, but his internet is clearly not letting him. Oh my gosh, what the heck's going on? There we go. Okay. All right. So that took a while. I don't know what the heck was going on there, but
My dad decided to fucking jump off a cliff. And
You
now
mean you mean like for real or hold on, what's going on here? Oh my gosh. I hope he didn't mean that seriously. Okay, he's frozen again, but I hope we can get him back because I hope he did not mean what he just said, like literally. Because that, and obviously, if he did mean that in the literal sense, that this stream is most likely about to end. But hopefully, we can get him back because I hope we can get him back so he can clarify what he meant by what he just said there. And he did just mention me saying working on it. We'll see if we can get him back. I seriously hope that he did not mean that in the literal sense, but just bear with us here. He's having some internet problems here. Um, in fact, you got to give me 2 seconds right now. If there's nobody watching this at the moment, so if anybody's watching this, in the future, just fast forward a couple of minutes. And I hope if you are watching this in the future, you have fast forward at this point. But yeah, I will be right back. Hold on. Okay, Tro is back. Let's see what's going on here. Um, please tell me you did not mean that in a literal sense. What you said right before you froze up. I can't even hear you. There you go. There you go.
For 10 seconds before everything fucking sucks again.
Go ahead.
This is no Wi-Fi. I'm on Wi-Fi right
Okay.
now. So when this drops every 10 seconds, I apologize
That's
because
fine. Yeah.
my data has decided to be to just jump off a fucking cliff right now, and it
When
is driving me insane.
you say that, you don't mean that literally, right? That he jumped off. Like this is
I
just what
mean,
you.
I'm at my 5G data. I
Right.
love
Okay.
Verizon so much. I love Verizon so
Yeah.
much. They hype up their stupid fucking 5G to the moon about how good it is. It is fucking dog shit.
I
It
can
is
tell.
com-
I can tell.
it is dog shit.
I am just glad that you weren't talking literally, because when you first came back, right before you said that, you looked like really upset about something, and
I
then
was
you
upset
say that.
that my phone kept on fucking shitting the bed when I needed to not shit the
Yeah,
bed.
I really wish your phone didn't freeze up right after you said that. I was like, wait, what? Like
Yeah.
we may have to reschedule this review and cut it off now if
Is it because
that
I said
happened.
data?
No, because didn't you say your dad keeps jumping off a bridge or something?
He keeps climbing up the bridge and jumping off it.
No, you said no, what you said when you first came back, and like for 1 second we got you back. You said what sounded like my dad just jumped off a bridge. That's what I thought you just said. You
Oh
actually
yes, I
said
tried.
data. You said data.
Yeah, I've been trying to say data because
Oh,
as as you can see, hold on. See that little up one's
right.
too bright. Look, there's no I got signal. I just don't have any 5G.
Okay.
Thank you, Verizon.
Thank
Go fuck yourself.
thank God I misheard what you were saying, because
This
you
really
came
cursed
back you
cursed
came
episode,
back
man.
you came back looking legitimate, like you just lost somebody, and then you said that. Like I was like, holy shit, what is going on?
I did lose something. I lost my fucking mind.
He's more deranged than Stone Cold Steve Austin right now.
Oh, I hear the voices. Goddamn, Frank. I love you. Now I hate you. Now I love you. Now I hate you. My dad. I'm doing the show. I'm just doing what WWE does. My dad jumps off a bridge, but the show must go on.
Oh no, no, the show would not have gone
The
on.
show must
The,
go on.
this
I've
stream,
lost.
I would, even if you wanted it to, I would not have let us continue this
The sh-
stream right after that happened to
see,
you.
see, then we would
I
have to do the Smackdown episode. Have it a memorial
no,
show for that.
we, oh my gosh, we would have probably uh rescheduled. Well, we obviously would have rescheduled. I don't know if we would have started back from the beginning or if we would have just continued. We'll probably start back. I think I would have deleted this stream if that's legitimately what happened.
Oh, that would have been
Like,
that would have been a top 10
uh,
CT moment.
that no,
Tro's father jumps off a cliff live. He finds out live on stream.
yeah, you were getting a call, weren't you,
That
when
could,
you left? That's what it sounded like. It
yeah,
sounded
yeah, I
like
was
your
getting a call.
So that's why all that just made
No,
so much sense. You got a
I,
call, you came back looking so distraught, and then you sat there and said, my dad just decided to jump off a cliff, and then left us because you
decided,
froze up. You
decided.
froze, you froze up right after you said
top,
that. So we had to wait to finally get what you meant by that. And no, you said
top
data.
10 saddest top 10 saddest streaming moments. Number 10. This YouTube streamer named Tro Kevin on the FCT ENT channel leaves the call because his dad jumps off the cliff.
Oh my gosh! You should have picked. You should have picked a better way to explain you have bad data.
I was just trying to explain before my data dropped again. I meant data. I didn't say he keeps on climbing up that bridge and jumping off. I can't.
No, you didn't say. You didn't say he kept jumping up. You literally came back and said my dad just decided to jump off a bridge,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you were destroyed. You look like you just lost somebody. You really did for a few seconds. I was like, wait, what's going on here? He just received a phone call, and now he's back, and he looks really upset. I'm like, what just happened? And then that's
What just
what you
happened?
drop on us. That's what you drop on us right before you freeze up. Is my data just decided
Yes.
to jump off a bridge, and I completely heard that wrong. I
This
completely.
is the most cursed fucking episode, and of course, it's the 910 episode.
Oh boy.
The
So,
the heavens are not happy that we're reviewing this episode.
oh my gosh. So, going back to where we left off with Tajiri at Williams Regal's desk,
Of
where
course.
with Tori and Tajiri at William Regal's desk. Tajiri, no, Regal says that Tajiri is getting a shot at the U.S. title, and then he reminds him to, you know, watch out for Tori because she is Alliance. But we went over that already, so now we go back to Rock and Michael Cole. This time, Rock is dressed. They didn't show Rock's under that area, but the thing is that he would have had a towel on because he had just taken a shower. So he's now dressed. He has trunks on, and
The
he
people's
is.
cock.
Oh my gosh, no! And Michael Cole obviously wants to know who Rock is going to pick to be in the handicap match. Who's going to team with Test to take on The Rock? And Rock says, first of all, Michael Cole, eye contact. If you remember the prior segment that we talked about, that was now like 30 minutes ago or so, before everything went to shit, and as it is going to shit once again, we can't even get a segment in. There we go. I think, yeah, he's, well, oh no. Oh no. Thankfully now we know nothing really bad is going on. It's just the internet. Oh boy. Grandma Edna sucks. Oh boy. He may have to go to a different phone like he did last time, or whatever device. So bear with us here. This turned out to be the worst day to do this review, I guess, because Tro his 5G data or whatever the hell it's called decided to jump off a bridge. His data decided to jump off a bridge. We're still waiting to get him back here. Oh boy. As he likes to say, what a cursed stream. So bear with us here for a few minutes. Unless you are watching on demand where this is like days later, just fast forward through all this. Oh, okay, I think he's back. I think he's back here. Yes, he is back. Uh,
Yeah. You know,
but
Grandma Edna sucks, man.
for
I'm
real,
just
and
gonna blame
just
this on. I'm gonna blame this all on her.
and make it clear this time, you're blaming on Grandma Egna that your data
Well,
is jumped
maybe
off
she
of
pushed him off the cliff.
the data,
Maybe she
push the
jumped it.
data.
Yeah, she pushed the dad. She pushed the data. Maybe this is all Grandma Edna's fault. You see, the Wi-Fi I can understand because my Wi-Fi just naturally sucks. That's why I use the data.
Yeah,
The Wi-Fi I can't get too pissed off. It normally sucks when I stream. So
yeah.
if I jump in and
Um,
out, I apologize. It's not my
maybe,
fault. Verizon
maybe,
sucks.
maybe it was Grandma Edna who made it sound like you said "Dad." That's what happened. And then Grandma Edna made sure that you froze
Yeah,
up literally immediately after
I
saying.
I can't wait for this to be our new most watched video, and it literally half of it just me being cut off and being
And
gone.
me being legitimately scared for
Did
like 10 minutes. Like,
did he
wait,
just say his dad died?
I
His
didn't
dad.
I didn't say it, but before you said, like, you made it clear. I didn't say. I was just like, did he was he serious about that? I was thinking at first, like, you were mad at your dad for something, and
Something.
that was your way of explaining it. He just jumped off a bridge. Like, I don't know what. But anyway,
Here we go again.
oh boy, damn it, Grandma Edna.
Fucking Wi-Fi, man.
Well, you're still here. I can still see and hear you.
Oh, I went back.
Oh my, what a day! What
Back.
a day! We are going to try to get through this review to the best of our ability. Hopefully, this doesn't end up being like a 4 hour review because of how bad Tro's data is. Oh boy. Oh, oh. Now Tro's back on his normal device here, but he is still circling. So, Circle Tro, what did you think of Rock? Circle, what did you think of the Rock Michael Cole segment, even though I haven't even fully. Oh, he's back. I was asking the Circle what it thought of the segment we are currently on. There we go. You're good now, I think.
Oh god.
Hashtag data jumped off the bridge on X. Go to social media right now. Hashtag data jumped off the bridge. All right, you're good now, right? It seems pretty. You seem good now. Stream is going to hell. At the moment, it is. Oh boy. So anyway, we're getting back. Hopefully, I can get through this segment before Tro's Wi-Fi or his data starts acting up. So where we were was Rock says first off, Cole eye contact, and then he talks about what a partner for Test needs to have. First off, they need to be fast. They need to be easy to manipulate, and they need to have no testicles. It's almost like a the Rock. So normally it's the Alliance that has the ability to tell the future. Rock almost telling the future here with Test talking about testing. He says no testicles. He predicted testicles. As again, Tro is just, man, that data. But anyway, so we move on from that. He says all that, and he says that he says there's only one member of the alliance who is fast, easy, and has no testicles. And that is when he says that Test partner tonight will be Stephanie McMahon. And that, and well, hold on a minute.
Guess who's back? Back again for 10 seconds. For my dad's alive. My dad's alive. My dad's alive.
You put I can't hear you, but yet you don't realize that I was reading that with a different window open, so I couldn't even see you change to. But
this,
okay,
this is the most cursed fucking stream ever.
it really is. It really, and it's about to get even more cursed after what The Rock just said here. He says a partner for Tess needs to be fast, easy, and no testicles. And that's when he says Test partner will be Stephanie McMahon. And to that I say The Rock needs to be jumped, thrown out of the WWE, and just gone.
His stream needs to be fucked up.
imagine for some reason The Rock decides to go live on YouTube today and just this happens to him. Well, because of that, it would be because of what he said here.
Yes.
And they're just disrespecting the $1 billion princess.
His last words are, "My dad, my dad, signal lost."
I mean, first off, The Rock's dad really is no longer with us, so you know.
He's returned. He's finally, my dad has returned.
Oh my gosh!
And he's jumped off the cliff.
Oh my goodness! So, really good comedy from Rock and Michael Cole there. Although, like I said, Rock needs to be jumped, thrown out of the WWE for making those comments towards Stephanie McMahon. But Tro, what did you think about this segment?
Finally, in my opinion, it's only taken 20 minutes. The most anticipated opinion of this whole season. I thought it was. Okay. Look, I don't think The Rock has to be jumped or kicked out. I think he's very nice for giving Stephanie an opportunity to prove herself. You know, she's not all grown up yet. But she will be very soon.
Rock doesn't want that smoke though. That's not a smart move by. I mean, it's a 2-on-1 handicap match. By throwing in Stephanie, it's essentially now a 20-on-1. It's a 20-on-1 because he doesn't want that smoke from Stephanie. Stephanie will beat that ass.
Now we're not talking about peak Stephanie of Mad Woman Stephanie we're not talking about 2013, 2012 Stephanie when she just slapped everybody and never got to come up. It's because you're not allowed to touch a woman in WWE. But this is okay, Stephanie, I guess.
She was great at this point.
Yeah, she took bumps. So really weird, kind of crazy how that happens, right?
And all the people that forced her to take those bumps, all the wrestlers who did something that led to Stephanie taking those bumps should have been kicked out of the WWE.
I know you don't watch them on a project, but you probably would have loved that authority angle. All she did every week was just belittle everybody and slap everybody and never get anything kept back because you can't touch women in WWE.
I remember that angle very well, and that at that time that was one of the best things going. The whole authority, not just Stephanie's version of.
Oh yeah, I loved it. I loved it how they just opened the show for 20-minute promo, accomplished nothing, and was completely and utterly bored. I especially loved it when Stephanie would just go slap, 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 slap.
Stephanie got her comeuppance with what's her
Vicky
name?
Guerrero.
Vicky Guerrero, her last.
Oh, you know what? That makes it Vicky Guerrero on her way out, putting her in pudding. That makes up for her yelling at Dusty for Dusty stopping her from slapping him. That makes everything go perfectly okay. You're right.
Okay, so actually, now wait a minute. You are actually giving Stephanie McMahon hate on this channel. You do know that's against the rules.
Yeah, you know what? If you permaban me, I'm sure my dad will.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm sure the call will
I don't want to do it
before you permaban me.
That's I don't want to do it. That's why I'm not doing it. If this was under normal circumstances, you would have been kicked
Oh, so
immediately.
I have
But
free reign to do whatever I want now. Okay, that.
he doesn't realize that I can mute him. He doesn't realize. I don't have to kick him out of the stream. He doesn't realize I can mute him.
That's pretty. As a cool feature.
Mm. So again, no Stephanie McMahon hate on the channel. We will not stand for that. But that's why Tro is permabanned.
Obviously,
Yes.
this was me being kicked out was just the permabans catching up to me.
Now we have okay. So it wasn't an 8-man. It is a 6-man. The Dudley Boys and Rhino taking on Chris Jericho and the APA. I thought this was a really good 6-man at this and at this point it's the match of the night. I'm saying at this point, but so Bradshaw hits the clothesline from hell on Rhino, and then Chris Jericho does the lion salt and gets the pin. So Chris Jericho and the Acolytes get the victory. APA. So like I say, Chris Jericho doesn't understand, man. That's how the APA gets ready for
Yeah,
matches. They play cards and drink. So what are your thoughts on the 6-man here?
it was fine. I mean, the APA is pretty damn great. So is Jericho, even though he doesn't have any advertised matches yet. Forgiven.
No, he's barely even working with the guy. He beat
Yeah,
he beat him in a tag match a couple of weeks ago. That's why that match is happening. That's the buildup. Oh my gosh, he beat him in a tag match and never had any face to face. But also another guy in this match is have not having any advertised matches, but it is going to be on the card, and he's never that we saw the guy he's facing literally just a few segments ago.
exactly.
Yeah, you'd think maybe Rhino's going to take on one of the APA members at Unforgiven after seeing this match.
Maybe Bradshaw.
There you go. So now back to Stephanie McMahon. Obviously, Stephanie rants about what Rock said. She's ranting to Test here. Test doesn't need her and wants to be in a one-on-one match. So Test is saying this was a bad move by Stephanie. Obviously, it's not. Again, Rock doesn't want that smoke, but Stephanie obviously insists to be in the match because where would yeah, because so that's a Stephanie assist to be in the match. Uh, Decent segment here. Again, we're building to the main event of the show. What do you think about this here?
Will you stop about Stephanie?
First, okay. Do you want to get muted again?
You know what? You know what? I invite you to mute me. Mute me. Watch what happens.
You got to give me a reason to do.
The Bears lost Super Bowl.
You are very lucky that today your data is so shit that I'm actually afraid of kicking you from the stream.
Good. Good. You
But
should be.
what did you think of Stephanie and Test here, building up the main event of the show?
I thought it was fine. It was a fine it was a fine segment.
It's a 10 out of 10 because Stephanie's in it.
Obviously.
Yes.
There we
So
go.
now RVD comes in to see Austin and asks if the match against Angle should be for the hardcore title. Austin says that he himself would put it on the line. So RVD then says, "Okay, well I'll put it on the line then." And Austin thinks, Austin ends up saying that Austin looks straight at RVD and says, "Look, in 5 to 10 years, you could be Stone Cold Steve Austin."
Mm.
That
Well,
kind of I feel like RVD actually got that kind of talking to behind the scenes one day, and thankfully he was smartened up by a former wrestler
So,
one before he got that before he even
so,
became big.
so 5 years from now would be what, 2007?
2006.
Oh well. Look at. Hold on a second now,
Austin
here,
was right.
playa.
Austin was right.
He wins the ECW and the WWE title. That's an
Austin,
invasion win right there.
Austin called it. Austin called it right
They
there.
see the future. They see the future there, Frank.
But then he gets arrested. He gets arrested and loses. But
Look,
Austin didn't
Austin,
say
Austin doesn't smoke the weed. He just
that.
drinks beer.
All right, so interesting segment there with Van Dam and Austin. Again, I recently watched the RVD talking about the whole situation, so it is kind of weird to see somebody be like, in 5 to 10 years, you could be the guy. I half expected Austin to be like, kid, you can make a lot of money.
You know, have you ever have you ever thought about smoking the weed with the sabu?
I've never thought of that, but yeah, RVD and Sabu got caught riding dirty. Shout out to
And our
Van.
and RVD took the fall.
He did. He did. Nothing
Stupidly,
happened to Sabu.
stupidly. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, there nothing was gonna happen. But what was he gonna do? Fire him? Like, cool, sweet, thank you. I don't have to. I don't have to work on these dates anymore.
Oh,
Thank you.
you're saying that when the cops pulled him over, RVD
Yeah,
took the fall. Oh,
RV
yeah,
took the fall.
he
That's
did.
why he got suspended and lost the titles.
Too much of a friend with and for me,
Yeah.
if there's one there are there so I say 2006 is where everything went downhill for me, but there are a few 2006 moments that I
Nope.
remember fondly.
Nope.
Uh,
Nope. Nope. It all went downhill for him. The moment
not
that when that clock struck 12 on
on
January 1st, you were like, you know what? I think wrestling sucks now.
but no,
Yet,
there were some moments that I do look fondly on when it comes to 2006. The DX run with all the great comedy that was there.
uh,
Um, John Cena and Edge, the latter parts
yeah,
of that storyline, the summer parts of that
you
storyline.
didn't like their life sex celebration.
That was funny. That was a funny little segment. But that wasn't the whole storyline. That's the
Well, that's the
um,
most memorable part of it.
it is the
That and Edge slapping Cena's father.
That's what I'm talking about. The summer that's when
When
that storyline heats up, where
and
Edge slapped.
he said he ad libbed everything because the
Yeah, he
original
did.
segment sucked. So
Um,
when he goes down goes Cena, down goes.
the reason why I'm bringing this up though, because there is one very memorable. So I was a big Edge head. I was a big Edge head.
Yep.
Still am to this day. I guess now I'm a Cope head.
Yeah, I was about to say you're a big fan of Cope. Cope,
I'm a big Cope head.
the new Hulk Hogan. That doesn't work for me, brother. I'm not gonna lose. I'm not taking the fall in this match, brother.
So when I heard about RVD getting in trouble, it was like, wait, so is he going to lose the title? I hope they put it on Edge. And literally that night, they because obviously Raw's live. This happened on a Monday, unless it happened on a Sunday and like the news came out on a Monday. But I remember
No.
when the news came out, it came out like literally that day.
So he lost. He loses the title on July 3rd, and then on July 4th, he drops it to drops the ECW title to Big Show.
ECW title, yeah. So, but I'm talking about
So
WWE title. WWE title. I'm
yeah,
talking
he
about.
drops the night before. He drops it on the third, July 3rd,
Yeah, yeah, and
in Philly.
That's the day when the story came out. Unless it came out the day before. But I remember that day, like literally hours before that Raw. I remember reading it online that RVD got in trouble. And then they announced on Raw that there's going to be a triple threat match, Edge and Cena. So I'm like, okay, well, either Cena or
Yeah.
Edge is going to win this. Hopefully it's Edge. And ultimately it was Edge. And I was like, yes, Edge won the
Well,
belt.
I
So
wonder
that was
if Edge was going to win the title anyways, because they were going to have the three. It was going to be originally at the Saturday Night's main event a few weeks after that. So
that's true. So you
they might
think
have just
I don't think they were going to take the on that Raw. You're saying
no. I meant
right?
RV was probably going to lose that title regardless, but because he got popped and said he needed to be suspended,
They had
they
to
just
bring yeah,
speeded everything up.
speed everything up, right?
They
Maybe
they didn't have to put the title on Big Show.
no, the ECW title, right?
Extreme Big Show,
Yeah.
worst ever.
And literally, like, there is nothing you can, in terms of like weekly show, there is nothing you can be like, what do you remember from '07 that you enjoyed? There's not much. There's literally only one thing, and it's
You
once again Edge winning the title when he
you didn't like the
cashed
Battle of
in
the
on.
Billionaires?
The match itself was entertaining. I don't remember much about the build up, to be honest. I'm sure they
Bobby
did. Well, go
Bobby
ahead,
Lindsay.
Bobby. Who?
Trump calling Bobby Lashley my boy Bobby Lindsay.
Oh my goodness, that's worse than Summerfest.
He got the first name at least right.
But yeah,
Look,
if there's one thing I remember from, I've been watching the new like greatest moments thing they've been doing on A&E, and when they got to like Smackdown first decade, I was like, oh man, they're gonna do stuff from like '06, '07, and '08, and like that's gonna, like, they better not put
hmm.
anything
No,
above.
no, 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 no. Look, there was good stuff in '07. We had Undertaker and Batista. That was a pretty good feud.
That was okay, yeah. I will say
And
the
we had,
cage match they had on SmackDown was good. Yes.
yeah. See that whole it falls apart when once Edge gets hurt and they put the fucking title on Kali.
Yeah. But when yeah, Edge cashing in and winning world title, I thought of that right before as I was watching the show, honestly. And I was like, okay, if that's one thing from like post 2005 that makes the list, I'm okay with it. But in the end, the whole top 10 was actually pre '05,
That's kind of stupid.
let alone
Come on.
post '05. No, I agree. I agree with it. Because the best SmackDown
That's
moment,
a little royal recency bias on their part.
uh, recency bias, I think it would old
Well,
time
nostalgia,
bias.
nostalgia.
Nostalgia, yeah.
Well,
But they were right.
you
They one thing. Okay, I think there's a lot of stuff from '05 they could have included. I don't know why there wasn't a single thing from '05, but they absolutely, if they were gonna do one thing post '06, post '05, excuse me, it would be Edge cashing in on Undertaker. That's about all I'd put in there. What are you gonna put from '06? Oh, look,
Paul Burchill.
Benoit, Benoit jumping in and busting his butt on the freaking table. What a moment! Oh my
What about
goodness!
Paul Burchill?
Funny gimmick, but
You
nothing.
did. Everybody loved Pirate Paul Burchill. He was great.
Like I said, funny gimmick, but nothing too memorable to come out of it.
What about the Gemini?
That name sounds familiar. I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about, but it sounds familiar. See,
It's the
this is how
twins.
much.
It's the twins who in OVW didn't know which one was which
Oh my god!
because Jim Cornette tells them to do this twist spot where one of them ducks and they don't duck. He's like, "I told you to duck." He's like, "Which one?"
so we've actually gone off topic for about 10 minutes now, and your Wi-Fi is, or your data is
Yeah.
back kind of here.
Oh yeah,
I
my
hope I
Wi-Fi's
didn't.
been holding on to a bare life here.
The
But
stream is no longer going to hell. We're actually good here. We go off topic and talk about like post '05
yeah,
stuff, and all of a sudden, yeah, it's pretty good.
you
Yeah,
know
well,
they
yeah.
in
Go ahead.
'09 they released those top 50 SmackDown moments
I have that
DVD.
DVD. Yeah, I have that DVD.
You know what number one was, right?
Man,
You'll
I have the DVD, but I haven't watched it in a long time, so I don't
I
remember.
don't think you're gonna get it.
I haven't watched it in forever, so there's no way I'm gonna get it. But
It
what is?
it is. They just said the number one SmackDown moment in history, the 9/11 tribute show.
Are you kidding me?
That was the number one SmackDown moment.
That was the number on that DVD of all the shit they did
It
from
was the
from
number one.
99
They did.
to
They didn't even
05.
show any matches. They just said they just like talking about like oh the impact this had on everybody. It was a
Yeah.
great gathering. It was a great. They didn't show anything other than Lillian Garcia singing the national anthem. Well, specifically just the part where she says, "And the flag was still there." They don't show any matches or anything.
The one thing I remember being pissed off about when I first watched that DVD was there was like some random 6-man tag match from like 2008 that made the list. I'm like, why is this even on here?
Now that was recency bias,
That definitely was recency bias.
but you get
I was waiting for you to say it was like something from '08 or '09 so I can say, "Oh,
no.
that's recency
I
bias."
I I know. I remember Jeff Hardy's title celebration was on there.
Okay.
Um, Eddie's was on there, obviously.
Obviously, I remember that. That's one of my favorite smells. We covered that. We covered that.
Yeah,
You and I, not just. I always
yeah,
say we. I always say we, no matter if you were in the show or not. But you and I actually did cover
yeah.
that.
When you
That's
say
one of
we,
my
you are talking about the channel. So
the channel. Yes.
yeah, in some capacity, someone did cover that.
That was one
So
of my
like
favorite. That was one of my favorite Smackdowns ever, and that was the infamous Smackdown where it was tune in after the show to watch UPN 9 to get uh, 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 fashion tips on how to look when you're watching SmackDown with Shaniqua, and
she gets
Shaniqua was gone at this point. She
ring
literally
ring.
wrestled at No Way Out, and then you did not see her on the SmackDown unless you were watching commercials in this area, our area, New York.
Yeah, I remember. I remember they had an interview with Vito after one of the Smackdowns.
And was he still with
Yeah, he
WWE
was
then?
no, he was doing his dress gimmick,
Okay, yeah, that's
but
some.
they're calling up Shaniqua mid segment. Hey, girl, it's Johnny Ace. Uh, you know, I've tried, but you're just not really doing it for me. I
Oh
can't
my
I can't
god.
jerk off to you.
Oh
So
my.
you're fired.
So I wonder if Johnny Ace walked up to the women and said the same shit that Pat Patterson would always say. You got a chance to make a lot of money here. And, you know, I wonder if he did that.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure he went up to every woman that he hired off the bikini magazine and said, "I'm gonna really enjoy jerking off to you.
Oh my god.
You don't have to really wrestle, just as long as you know you make me hard and stuff.
Oh my gosh.
If
Ooh.
you the moment you stop though, I'm gonna have to cut you."
But
And then
yeah, go ahead.
and then Kevin Dunn sees Alicia Fox. And he's like, "Hey, succotash. This lady looks really fucking nice. I can really whack my beaver to this."
So yeah, so yeah, that's the Eddie Guerrero title celebration. That should have been. I I don't remember the exact list. Again, like I said, I haven't watched this DVD in a long time, but it should be top 5.
Yeah,
I could pull the DVD out right now and look at the case because you know how it had skinny discs,
yeah.
they're like skinny cases. The cases had the list of everything.
When I got the
That
DVD, I was so disappointed.
because of the list or
I thought it was gonna be like the first 10 years of SmackDown on DVDs, like
oh
all
you
the
thought it was
episodes.
oh that is what I thought when they originally because like in 2010 remember they put out like a new
Yeah,
generation era best of seasons 1 and 2 and I actually thought like that was full episodes of new generation era Raw from 93 and 94
yeah.
in the end I didn't exactly care back then because I had not seen the new generation era yet. But after the network came out, I became a huge new generation era fan, and I brought that set, and I love it. I love, especially it's really important set to have right now because while I do have some of the, I have like all the '99 rolls, all the 2000 rolls, 2001, 2002, 3, 4. I don't have any of the new generation rolls on a blank DVD. So I need that's at least my best way. If I get into a new generation era of Raw mode, before Netflix, hurries the fuck up and puts all the damn Raws up.
The only new gen Raws that really interest me are the new gen Raws um, post Hogan era,
Mm,
post WrestleMania 9,
yeah,
because it's still like they're trying to hold on to that Hogan era just a little bit, but
yeah,
it's also like you're seeing Hulk Hogan on Monday Night Raw pre him going to WCW. I'm like, wow, this is
yes,
a
yeah.
mind. This is a mind fuck right here.
But you still would do reviews of new Gen Raws, wouldn't? Or
Yeah.
okay, that's something I think we agreed to that a long time ago. But
Yes, we did.
right now that's not possible unless we review like
I
the
wrote two
few
there.
episodes. No, the few episodes that are on there, but there aren't a lot. There's like 7 for 93. I don't even know. There's
On
not a
the
lot of
on Netflix.
yeah on Netflix.
Yeah, they don't have a
Not
lot of shit right
yeah.
now.
We gotta wait now for any new gener. But we have a bunch of road twos planned anyway, and so we will.
Damn.
Yeah.
I was gonna do a road to I was gonna do a road to freaking In Your House 1, but I guess not.
That'd be a good road to, but we can't do that right now because those roads. I want to pull. I seriously want to bring that DVD out right now and look through it. Do you have time? Do you have time, or do we have to get through this show? And he freezes up just as while we wait for him to come back. I'm gonna ask him, but I'm going to pull that DVD out, and then we'll see if he has the time to do that.
Frank is dead, folks. Oh, there he is.
As I was saying, yeah. Today's Sunday. Do you have time today? Like where it doesn't? There's no time limit that we have.
I have to charge my phone because I have an Islander game today.
I know that, but so I just want to see real quick. I want to look through that. Wait a minute. Oh yeah, here it is.
Um,
Okay.
I mean, like when it's 1 o'clock, I'm like, I gotta go, but I
Yeah.
also don't have all day.
I mean the games. We're not gonna be here till like fucking 6 o'clock. The games at like
Nine
what?
o'clock, 9 o'clock at night.
We're not gonna be
Just
there that long.
true.
Um. So let's see here. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. They say that the 9/11 the 9/11 Smackdown's on disc 3.
Yeah, that's the final disc.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm reading it. Oh, okay, I see, I see, I see. Um, here's the list is actually on the back, not on the discs. So the cases. Disc 1, so 100 through 70, emotional return of Hulk Hogan, debut of the spinner
What?
belt, emotional return of Hogan. What year would that be?
Oh, you know what that is? That's when he comes back to the orange and blue. Orange and blue. Oh my god, the yellow and red.
Yeah,
Oh, two.
right. Okay, so it doesn't have all. The problem is it doesn't list all of them, but this is essentially it lists some. So debut of the spinner belt, charging Rhino's gore. That's when he gores
Yeah.
Jericho through the yeah. Shocking funeral home brawl.
Oh my god.
Oh, that should
That's
be
Don
higher.
Marie.
Oh,
That's the
Dawn
Don
Marie.
Marie stuff.
Oh, I was thinking Boss Man. No, that was a good one.
No,
I'm gonna
maybe
take
it was. Maybe it was then the Big Show one. Then yeah.
if it's the Big Show one, it should be much much higher. And they actually didn't they just wasn't that number one on the A&E list? So
Maybe.
I guess the people who it may not have been number one, but it was pretty high. So it's disc 3 here. I don't know how that would be. So Undertaker versus Orton, they don't say which episode, but clearly that's got to be 2005.
Yeah.
And then it says plus Triple H, Batista, Big Show, Mick Foley, Tori Wilson, and more. Disc 2 is 69 through 40. The commitment ceremony. Let's go.
Oh boy. We're
Mr.
not gay or anything.
Mr. McMahon vows to kill WWE. The romance of Edge and Vicky Guerrero.
Oh
The, emo-
boy.
the emotional tribute to Eddie Guerrero. Rey
Oh
Mysterio,
wow.
Rey Mysterio versus Matt Hardy, plus Randy Orton, Rob Van Dam, Kurt Angle, Mr. Kennedy, Rikishi, and more. Disc three. Disc three. The live 9/11 SmackDown tribute. As you see,
Yeah, that's number one, baby.
it's 39-1. And by the way, disc three is 39-1. First ever tribute to the troops. Austin
Uh,
blows up the DX Express. Great moment.
that was definitely. I remember that was like in the top five, I think.
It has to be. That was a great moment. Historic premiere of SmackDown. John Cena's debut match against Kurt Angle.
Really?
Plus, yeah. I mean, at this point, 2009, John Cena's up there. He's legitimately the guy.
Yeah, but
They
everyone
have to.
always praises that segment. It was literally just him angrily, not even really that good, saying ruthless aggression, and
It
then
was
slapping
still
Kurt.
it was still a good match, though. That's a pretty good match.
But but was it better than the Eddie Guerrero tribute? I guess so.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd put the
Like
Eddie Guerrero tribute higher.
I
I
don't know
would
why they're
agree.
putting tribute. They're putting tributes. They're
They
ranking
put
things back.
they put the 9/11 they put the 9/11 tribute over the Eddie Guerrero tribute. How about that?
I'm they're ranking tributes. They're like, man, this Eddie Guerrero thing was really sad. But John Cena's debut, oh boy, now that was better.
Plus Rock, Edge, Brock Lesnar, Jeff Hardy, JBL, and more.
Yeah,
I would hope that the Iron Man match was high on the
I
list.
don't think it made it.
Are you serious?
I don't think it made it because they had Brock and Big Show's destroying the ring near the top.
That was a great moment. I'm glad that was up there. But
That might
here
have
are
been
the
that might have been the number one moment outside of the real number one moment, not the 9/11 episode, which they
here's
said
some of
number
the
one.
here's some of the bonus matches. The bonus matches can read on the cases. Rock versus Triple H. That's from the second SmackDown, which is considered the first, but it really isn't. Triple H versus Rock, second SmackDown, August 26, 1999. Cena and Angle. This is disc three, by the way. This is all
Yeah,
on disc three. Cena and Angle, June 26, 2002. That's Cena's debut. The match where Edge and Hogan win the title, July 4th, 2002.
that's a good one.
Rockin', yes, absolutely. Rockin' Sock versus New Age Outlaws, October 14th,
Oh,
99.
the
Jeff
weird one
Hardy,
to pick.
it is, but I enjoyed Rockin' Sock and New Age
Maybe
Outlaws.
they want. Maybe that's when they won the tag titles.
Probably. I enjoyed their matches together, so I ain't mad that it's on there. Jeff Hardy beating Triple H for the Intercontinental title, April 12th, 2001. The match where Edge gets hurt, no DQ, Edge versus Eddie Guerrero, September
Oh,
26th, September 26th,
that's a big
2002.
one.
It is.
It's
And I'm
important because
that's the match where Edge gets hurt.
that's what the match where Edge gets hurt and it starts like his neck problems for the rest of
Yeah.
his life.
Yeah. And I'm very happy they included this. I remember watching this that night, and it was so cool. Zach Gowen and Stephanie McMahon versus Big Show, July 3rd, 2003. I remember Taz going one-legged moonsault, one leg like that. That
You
was
know,
a really good underdog story there.
I don't even think Zach Gallen made it into the list.
He may have not. And here, look
he
at
made
this. I
his
love this.
he made the special effect at least.
I
Yeah,
love this right here. Yeah. And obviously, Big Show did not want that smoke from Stephanie. That's why Zach Allen won in the end.
yeah, but he wanted that smoke from whoever the girl he was gonna throw off the ledge and threw Kurt off the ledge
Tori,
instead.
Tori,
Tori.
he should have been jumped for that. By the way, to the way he bullied Tori Wilson on that show, he should have been jumped.
That could have been Tori's whose head mysteriously is open in the back.
Oh my gosh, that would have been horrible. That would have been horrible.
You turn on the show. You turn on the show and you see Tori's dead. No.
Disc two actually is very the cover for it is very timely for what we're reviewing. It's
Is
Van
it?
Dam hitting a Van Terminator on
Oh,
Austin.
spoilers.
Uh, and if anybody's wondering, Disc three's cover is Triple H getting the rock bottom. That's
Of
from the
course.
second SmackDown.
That's from the first SmackDown. Yes.
The second. The
The pilot episode does not count.
The pilot episode counts. Every TV show's first episode is called pilot. It is the pilot episode. That's the first
It is
episode.
not a pilot. It does not count. It was at the Raw. It was on the Raw set.
So all those SmackDowns in 2005 where they did the Super Show and had the Raw stage, those don't count either, don't they?
No, they count because the show was in circulation by then.
No, the pilot episode is the first episode. Anyway, matches.
It's not canon.
Matches on disc 2. Undertaker, Kurt Angle, July 4th, 2002. That was a good match. July 4th, 2002 is heavy on this set.
Yeah, I was about to say they have two freaking matches already.
Disc 3 has Billy and Chuck versus Edge and Hogan, and now we got the main event from that show. I love that this match was included. A week before my birthday in 2004, Steel Cage, Eddie Guerrero, JBL. Love that match. July 15th, 2004. And literally the only reason why this match is on here is because it's Randy Orton's debut. Randy Orton versus Hardcore Holly, April 25th, 2002. This match was awesome. This is where Mysterio wins the title and Dominic is in the stands with the wife. And
sorry.
June 5th, 2003, Rey Mysterio, Matt Hardy for the Cruiserweight title. Handicap tables match, Rock versus the Dudley Boys, March 9th, 2000. Austin, here we go. Just 1 week ago. Just 1 week ago.
We could have. So we didn't have to use Peacock. We could have just watched the DVD.
No, this would only show the main event. Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Rob Van Dam, September 6, 2001.
And this is DVDs from 2009, so they probably have all the WWF logos blurred.
Oh yeah, probably that sucks.
It's probably all the scratched the scratched logo.
I really am considering watching this set again just so I can. And after I watch it, we can go over. We can do like a full video, not on an actual review we've done, but like a
we've been trailing off for almost an hour now.
Yeah, where we can actually talk about the whole list. But I love that this is included. They got something from the Team Angle Los Guerrero feud. Love that on 03 SmackDown. But this is when Chavo was hurt. So it's Team Angle versus Eddie Guerrero and Tajiri, May 29th. That's the episode. That's the episode with the lie detector. The lie detector better be on here. That segment better be on the list somewhere. And you can check that in our archives. All three of us covered that episode.
Yeah, it seems like we've just been reviewing the best of episodes of SmackDown.
Disc 1. What's on the cover of Disc 1? You got this DVD, right? What's on the cover?
Man, it's somewhere buried in my room. I don't know.
By the way, yes, here's the inside art for Disc 2. It is from the cage match. Eddie Guerrero right about to do the frog splash.
He could have just escaped the cage and won the title.
Yep, and then we would have never found out who El Gran Luchador is.
We still don't. It could have been anybody.
It was Angle. At least that night. At least that night
it was his brother.
That night
it was Eric King. Yeah, Kurt's hurt. What are you talking about?
The cover for Disc 1 is another cage with Eddie Guerrero. It's Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio from 2005. One of Eddie Guerrero's last matches, sadly.
That's the thing that's the match that ended their feud.
Yes, and it sadly was one of Eddie's last matches. The match is on this disc, by the way, obviously. Undertaker versus Randy Orton, September 16, 2005. That's
a really random episode. That's a really random match.
The aforementioned steel cage match, Rey Mysterio, Eddie Guerrero, one of Eddie Guerrero's last matches, took place a month and a couple of days before his passing, September 9th, 2005. We have Intercontinental New Year's Eve, or the eve of New Year's Eve, Intercontinental title match. Chris Jericho taking on China, December 30th, 1999. We're on the road to Royal Rumble 2000. Who stabbed John Cena?
Jesus Christ did.
We have John Cena versus Carlito in Carlito's WWE debut, where he wins the United States title October 7th, 2004. John Cena then goes to a nightclub and gets stabbed by Jesus, as we all know.
Damn.
Historic match, and it really should have been against RVD when you look at the date. But WWE Champion versus ECW Champion Triple H taking on Taz on April 20th, 2000.
Mm.
I believe this is the night where Edge returns. Chris Jericho takes on Hulk Hogan May 2nd, 2002. And this is the 6-man. Or is it a 6-man? Let me see. 1, 2, 3. No, it's an 8-man. This is the 8-man I was referring to that was randomly on this. And I'm like, what the fuck is this even doing?
Ooh, who's in
I'm
it?
pretty sure it makes the list, but it's a full match included. Batista, Rey Mysterio, Finley, and Jeff Hardy versus MVP, JBL, Kane, and not Brian, but the Brian Kendrick.
Brian, I'm surprised you don't like that. that has some half those
Uh,
people that we talked about are still in the show now.
October 3rd, 2008, and all I gotta say is if that made the list, which I'm pretty sure I remember it did, if that made the list and Brock and Kurt's Iron Man match
Look,
didn't.
when you think of great SmackDown matches, you think of Kurt versus Brock, maybe. But man, that October episode of 2008 SmackDown, Rey Mysterio, Batista, Finley. Oh,
I
man,
I
that
love
cinema.
oh my gosh. I love the inside picture, by the way, from the 5th anniversary SmackDown, just as they were going off the air. Kurt Angle shaving
There
the
you
Big
go.
Show
That's what he gets
bald.
for putting his hands on Tori.
Yeah, you're damn right it is. You're damn right it is. And Mark Jindrak and Luther Reigns look on happy about what they just did. And yes,
We,
that's what he got. He got what was coming for him for bullying Tori. There you go.
yeah,
And that's something that Rock on this episode that we actually are covering. The episode we're actually covering here. Rock needs to think about that because that's what happens when you mess with somebody like Tori or Stephanie McMahon
yeah.
or Stacy Keibler for that matter. So we were in the middle of this little segment right here
This has
where
been a long ass segment.
Austin says in 5 to 10 years, RVD could be the
Yeah.
next Austin, but RVD says he is happy being the current, and I think he's about to do like the RVD, and Austin's like, "Yeah, shut up, get go," and then he mocks. He's like, because I think a couple of on our last SmackDown that we reviewed, Deborah ends up saying like that was cute when he does the RVD, or I can't remember. That may have been this actual show, so I don't know. Maybe that's later in the night. But he does say RVD says he's happy being RVD. So what do you think about this little segment here? That we should have never mentioned the 5 to 10 year thing because that's what made us go off.
Yeah. It doesn't take much because kids talk about stuff. I'm partially to blame. I'm sorry, guys.
It's all
I'm
right.
still I'm quarter band now. Um,
So what do you think
no,
about?
I thought it was fine. I thought it was
Yeah,
fine. RVD trying to still be his own man. Like, no. I'm happy being myself right now. And I was just like, yeah, whatever. See you in five.
yeah,
See you in 5 years.
yeah. Again, while we are building towards Unforgiven, we are also sort of building up what's going to happen next at No Mercy. That's kind of what we got going on here. So now we have Booker T taking on Undertaker. Like I said, we're building up No Mercy. This was the next match that kind of built
Mm.
towards No Mercy because this is a No Mercy preview. In
Judgment
the
Day
end,
Judgment Day
yeah,
04 preview.
Judgment Day '04 preview. That is true as well. So in the end, Undertaker Let me see. Oh yeah, Undertaker loads up for the choke slam, but stops to beat up on Steven Richards because Steven Richards does the run in. But while he's beating up on Steven Richards, Booker T comes out of nowhere, scissors kick, gets the pin, and there you go, pinfall victory over the Undertaker for Booker T. And well, there will be a rematch for that. Obviously, a big match coming up at our next pay per view, not our current pay per view. By the way, uh, at one point, so let me see something here. Okay, yeah, post match, before we ask how you felt about this, uh, Steven Richards is about to take the last ride, but Chronic runs in, beats up Undertaker, and puts him through the announce table. And at one point, uh, I believe it was Paul Heyman actually referenced that Kane is still in the hospital. So Kane's injury was brought up for the first time in about a couple of weeks here. But yeah, so that's why we haven't seen Kane. But I love the post match here because obviously they meant No Mercy may be the next show, but we're not building towards No Mercy just yet. We got to pay attention to the upcoming pay per view. So I enjoyed the post match stuff. Uh, Finally, we're building that tag match pretty well now. What did you think?
Yeah,
The match itself was
th-
nothing special except for Booker obviously
yeah.
getting a win, and we're gonna move towards No
They're
Mercy there. But what do
they're
you think?
really building up to freaking a handicap match at Unforgiven at this rate. Shit,
Yeah, Chronic and Booker T versus. But Booker T's already in one handicap match though.
he's the handicap man.
He's gonna be two handicap matches though. The tag titles, Chronic and Booker T versus two handicap matches for two titles. Chronic and Booker T versus Undertaker and Kane, and then in
Oh,
the
we don't even. Kane's in the hospital. Yeah, sure he is.
Chronic and Booker T versus Undertaker, I guess, for the tag title.
He's scared. He's scared of Booker T and Chronic.
There you go. And then Booker T will get the undisputed or the WCW title in a handicap match. He's Mr.
Yeah,
Handicap for Unforgiven, apparently.
yeah. People say he's the Booker man. No, he's the handicap man.
So, so what do you think of the match and the beatdown by Chronic post match?
I think it was fine. There was nothing crazy.
Yes. So now more Stephanie, 10 out of 10, obviously. She's looking amazing here. But she's outside on the phone with Shane, and Shane is supposedly trying to talk her out of the match. Stephanie says, "Are you kidding me? Do you not realize this is the building where I won the women's title?" And the fact that Shane McMahon doesn't even realize that he needs to be kicked out of the alliance and just thrown away. How does he not? This is his own sister. This is the same building where she won
Yeah,
the WWE women's title, one of the greatest moments in WWE history. And Shane McMahon has no idea about that.
you know that should have been number one on the all-time greatest SmackDown
Oh,
moments.
absolutely, absolutely, yes. You're no longer half band. You're back.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just full band again.
No, you're back now because you said that. I
Oh
agree.
hell,
Stephanie winning the women's title should have absolutely been number one on the this little SmackDown set here. I hope in all seriousness, I do hope that made the list. It doesn't
I
have
don't
to
think
be
it did.
called, and if it, fuck whoever came up with the
The,
list. Then
the tag match is more important.
which one? Oh no, no, no! It's hey. Nope, you're half banned again.
Damn,
You're half banned.
not again.
No, that 8-man tag match is not more important than
That
Stephanie.
is the greatest tag match in WWE history.
Stephanie winning the women's title should definitely be on the list. So what do you? So decent little segment here. Obviously, Stephanie can handle herself. I don't know what the hell Shane McMahon's doing trying to talk
Yeah,
her out of it. But what did you
yeah.
think of this?
Stephanie has a lot of confidence in herself,
Obviously, if you were Stephanie McMahon, you'd have a lot of confidence in yourself.
but she's not all grown up yet.
It doesn't matter. She's still amazing.
I don't know. If this was 2002 Stephanie when she becomes GM and she's all grown up,
Oh,
then I'll believe
2002 GM Stephanie is dreamy. Oh my goodness. But anyway, U.S. title. Tajiri versus who better? Troll, who better?
Who better than Kanyon?
Tajiri taking on Canyon with Tori Wilson by Tajiri's side, and again, Tori Wilson just looks phenomenal. The Alliance have the women. The Alliance should have won the storyline because they just had all the best looking women. At one point in the match, again outside of Trish, but Trish has been nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be found in the build up to this pay per view. At one point, Canyon picks up the United States title belt. Tori gets up on the apron, takes it away from Canyon, swings at Canyon. Canyon ducks. It hits Tajiri. Canyon gets the roll up for the two. But he put his foot on the rope, and Tori immediately. Tori a little too early, actually, I might add. Tori
Uh-oh.
immediately jumped on the
You
apron
know,
before Canyon even fully rolled him up.
Frank, I can't believe you just criticized Troy. I think you should be
I'm not.
banned.
No, 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 no. I'm not criticizing.
You
I'm
said
just
you
saying
said too early. You said too early. No, she's perfect, Frank. She's never.
she is
She was on
perfect.
right. She was right on time. Maybe they were too late.
They no, actually, you're right. You're right. They were a little too late
Yeah,
with
yeah.
things.
Maybe you should ban yourself though.
I made a mistake. I made a mistake. So
But when I make mistakes, it's at the end of the work.
Tajiri and Canyon missed the spot. Canyon was supposed to roll up Tajiri
Yep.
at least a few seconds prior. That is why Tori Wilson jumped on the apron a little early. And
Oh no, 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 she didn't.
she, like I said, that's why she did it because
Mm,
Canyon and Tajiri missed their timing there. And
look, this is.
so
I'm okay with this outcome. This is the this is what Tajiri
wait,
gets from being from
wait,
Japan.
that's not it. That's not it though. He rolls Tajiri up. He has his foot on the ropes. Tori's like foot on the ropes, foot on the ropes. And the ref notices it. The ref is an alliance ref, by the way. I'm surprised that the ref
Yeah.
actually was like, "Oh, foot on the ropes." Well, okay, but after that, Green missed. I think the kick to the buzzsaw kick to the head, so Tajiri retains. Not much to talk about, except again, they're teasing it. Is Tori using Tajiri? Because obviously, go for the belt shot, misses Canyon and hits Tajiri, but immediately after that, she makes sure to point out that Canyon has his foot on the ropes. So very good. It's very questionable here. Whose side is she really
Hmm.
on? Other
Whose
than
side is she on?
that, other than that, not much to talk about when it comes to the match. But what did you think about the match?
I can't. Just typical of the Japanese Tajiri. They love their sneak attacks. The greatest attack on American soil, Pearl Harbor. It just I can't believe it.
Oh boy, and yeah,
Damn, damn Tajiri. Never forget Pearl Harbor.
all right, where we go here? We get a recap of Austin versus Angle. We get essentially an extended version of the opening video. This was really good too. And okay, this is like I said. At one point, RVD was going to do his RVD thing. I guess in that last segment, he did do it. But Austin's giving RVD a pep talk here, and RVD says he'll win, which is what Angle couldn't do because I'm Rob. And then Austin just goes off. It's like, I know who you are. Now get the hell out of here and go win the hardcore title or go defend your hardcore title, I guess. Kind of funny. Again, Austin is just paranoid. He's deranged, I should say, and that was more of deranged Austin. Just he does not want to hear the RVD. What do you think about this segment?
He knows what RVD's name is. Why does RVD have to keep on telling everybody his name is? I know it. You know it. We all know it. It's RVD.
You're
That's like
absolutely
Stone
right.
Cold being like, I am Stone Cold Steve Austin each week.
You're right. You're right. So now, hardcore title RVD versus Kurt Angle, and late on into this match, we have we have RVD grabbing onto like the Raw stage where it's like the metal thing. You can just grab onto the metal thing, and then he like puts puts Angle in like a head scissors lock, but that does not get Angle to tap out as and in the end, Kurt Angle then gets RVD into an ankle lock on the stage. Van Dam taps. Angle's your new hardcore champion, but wait, there is more. Before Angle can even celebrate his new hardcore title victory, his hardcore title victory, Austin runs out, throws Angle off the stage, and then he kind of picks RVD up and he's like, consoling RVD. And then he's like, no, fuck it. Turns around, throws Van Dam off the stage. But then Van Dam crawls over to Angle. 1, 2, 3. 24/7 rules. RVD is once again the hardcore champion. So Austin has screwed Kurt Angle out of a title match. And in back-to-back shows, both Austin and Angle have cost a match against Rob Van Dam for both of them. How about that?
How about that?
So this match, I would say, was pretty good. I mean, Kurt Angle and RVD in a hardcore match. I mean, this was fun, but and all the stuff afterwards was tremendous. We're building up the main event. They have done a phenomenal job building up the main event. You got to give them that for this pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Some of the other build has been somewhat lackluster, but the main event match itself has been really good. So what do you think about this here, the match and the aftermath?
Oh man, I can't believe Kurt Angle has to wrestle 2 matches and Unforgiven. He has to face, obviously he's going to be facing RVD for the for the hardcore title, right?
Well, that's again where RVD being included in this Austin Angle angle, if you will, is kind
this
of
angle.
it's building towards No Mercy again. Obviously, this show, for some reason, we want to pay a lot of attention to not the upcoming pay-per-view, but the pay-per-view after. So,
Austin's like, at No Mercy this Sunday. Wait a second, what do you mean Unforgiven? Damn, son.
This was one of the best parts about the whole show. JR and Paul Heyman, we were talking about it the last show that we did. JR and Paul Heyman were so good together. And as Kurt Angle's being stretchered out, JR and Paul Heyman just go off on each other. And they're sitting there with no table because remember Undertaker went through the announce table earlier, and they are just yelling at each other. And at one point, Paul Heyman says, "You know what? There's a spot for you here in the alliance because all your WWE guys are getting taken out." And JR cuts with maybe a little bit of a shoot where he says, "I'll go and back to football if that's the case." If WCW actually won the war, JR probably would have went back to calling football games.
Yeah.
Because I don't think he would have wanted to work for Eric Bischoff. But yeah, that this whole segment, they just were yelling at each other. And how rare is it that the crowd just gives a bit of a standing ovation as this goes on to the announce team, and they can't even hear a word they're saying. There's they clearly see the. Yeah, go ahead.
This is probably one of the last times that they really get into it. Because at post 9/11, they're all like, the alliance and stuff, and fuck you, Paul Heyman. And Paul Heyman's like, fuck you, JR.
Well, they kind of they do get into it a few times during Survivor, since it's obviously the final show.
Yeah, it's the final show. But even like, imagine if they did it on the 9/11 preview show, like, oh, fuck you, Paul. Fuck you, Paul Heyman. You know what? I wish you were in the towers when it clashed. Well, fuck like, you, JR. I hope the Oklahoma team loses.
You know what? This whole country is now come together. But you know what, JR? I still hate you because you are WWE and I am Alliance. And the Alliance is going to win this war. just like America is gonna win whatever war is about to come because there's
Right.
clearly gonna be a war.
Well, you know what, Paul Heyman, go fuck yourself. I think that Team WWF will win and the U.S. troops will win. So you know what? Let's go America, but fuck yourself, you fucking piece of shit.
So yeah, this was honestly, I'd go as far to say that this was the best segment of the night. Just Heyman and JR just going
Oh, I know
off
when
on
my
it,
segment of the night is coming up.
and the crowd has no idea what they're saying. And if you're actually referring to that, to what I think you're referring to, it's already happened and we haven't even gotten to it because it's
Why
not
haven't
in
we
the
talked about it?
it's not in the damn notes. Don't
Oh
blame
my
me for
god.
that. But the cut to let's talk about it. The cut to the world.
Now, now I gotta. I just rewatched it. It is ominous. It's
Yeah,
ominous because it's the day before 9/11. But the first
yeah.
shot they get is Times Square, north and south, and I'm
Oh
like,
boy.
oh my fucking god!
And let
They
me
got
see.
north and south. It's literally the first shot you see at WWF New York that year. That the segment.
Yeah. Let me see if I can pull this up here. Hold on.
Wow.
Let me see something. Um. Okay, hold on. Give me 1 second here. The biggest thing to come out of this episode. Okay, yeah, here we go. Here we go. Okay, so I've tried this. I tried to present one of our other shows not too long ago, and it didn't work, so I gave up on it. But it'll work this. Um, let's see. Okay, let me see here. Nah, never mind. Never mind. I was gonna pull up the actual video because it's not gonna
Yeah.
be something that would be a big copyright. But for some reason, I've been using Firefox for the last couple of weeks, and for some reason, when it comes to like screen sharing, it's a bit stupid. But anyway, so we get into so like I said, we covered the ominous cut to the world there. But anyway, Test
Yeah.
and Stephanie McMahon taking on The Rock in the main event. And well, Stephanie comes out and she goes to the announce booth because obviously well, she can handle herself, but Tess got this. She go 1-on-1. She doesn't necessarily need to be a part of this match. So she goes on commentary. Paul Heyman should honestly be kicked out of the alliance because it took him about 10 minutes as Stephanie finally got there for him to actually grab a chair and be like, okay, here you go. But also JR needs to be kicked out of the WWE, jumped and kicked out of the WWE because he never stood up for Stephanie McMahon when she came to the announce booth. So yeah, but as we get to the main event, at one point The Rock was down on the outside and he just started making horrible remarks to Stephanie, and Stephanie was like, "Okay, that's it. If you want the smoke, then here we go." And she started jumping on, started kicking Rock, beating him down, and at that point, Rock, you know, he realized, okay, or did he? Because later on in the match, he started talking again, and that's when Stephanie got in the ring. And hold on a minute. Let me get to that. Let's see. Oh, okay. Yeah. At one point, Test gets Rock down after he essentially just kicked Rock's head off. But before that, again, Rock was making disparaging remarks to Stephanie. So Stephanie's like, "Let me get in there and I'll pin the Rock." Rock ends up kicking out at two because obviously it was Test that attacked her, not attacked him, not Stephanie. And after that, um, let me see. That's when Booker comes down, and when Booker comes down, Rock Tess went for a pump handle shove. Stephanie was on the apron, and this knocked Stephanie. The pump handle was countered by Rock. He shoved Tess into Stephanie. Stephanie falls right onto Booker T, who was running down to the ring, and this set up a rock bottom on Tess to get the pin. And that was the end of this match. To me, this is the match of the night. Um, I said I picked my segment of the night already. The Heyman and Jr. just yelling at each other was absolutely the segment of the night for me. This is the match of the night. I will ask your part of it, your feelings on this match, but first we have the final thing that we ever saw on WWE television before the biggest tragedy in a pre 9/11 world, right before the biggest tragedy of our lives, and probably pretty much anybody who would be watching this lives. But Michael Cole asking Stone Cold backstage if he's aware that what he just did to Kurt Angle, now Angle has a bad neck, well, a much worse neck than he already had, and he may not be able to make it to Unforgiven. And well, Stone Cold essentially grabs the mic from Michael Cole, starts mocking Michael Cole the way he just said all that, and is like, I don't care. I'm Stone Cold Steve Austin. If Angle's hurt, then who cares? So that was a good little segment to end the show. A pre 9/11 world. That is how
Yep.
WWE ends in a pre 9/11 world. But thoughts on the main event there, Tess and Stephanie versus Rock?
I thought it was good. I mean, it's good for Rock and Test have a decent chemistry together,
Right.
and Stephanie's pretty decent too.
Absolutely. So thoughts on the the post match there, Austin not
So
caring that Angle has a broken neck and might not make it to Unforgiven.
Cole's like, Austin, I have to inform you, a second plane has hit the towers. I
Oh
don't
my,
give a damn about. He mocks Cole. A second plane hit the tower. I don't care
oh my gosh,
about.
terrible.
I don't give a shit.
That is terrible.
It
But
was fine.
match of the night, segment of the night.
I'm very tempted to give that to WWF segment of the night, but I'll save that for a really future episode, which will deservedly get the segment of the night cut to WWF in New York. I'll tell you that off air.
Okay.
Segment of the night for this one was probably it probably wasn't just JR and Paul Heyman
How can
yelling
you
at each
not? I
other.
mean, that was tremendous. That was tremendous.
Yeah,
They
that's
were great together. Yeah.
JR getting legit pissed off is great.
And match of the night.
Imagine I give it to freaking Christian and what's his name? Uh
Billy Gunn. Billy
Billy
Gunn.
Go 10 out of 10 match. No, probably the main event.
Okay. Uh, overall ratings. We always seem to agree on match and segment of the night, but we almost never agree on overall ratings. I think I'll give this show a 8.5 out of 10. It was a pretty damn good show. What would you give it?
I will give it a 7 out of 10.
There you go. We're a whole rating and a half off. That one
We always
Raw,
are.
that one Raw that kicked off this road too. We both gave it a 10 out of 10. I swear that may be the only time we've ever agreed on an overall rating. We seem to always agree
Yeah,
match of the night, segment of the night, but overall ratings we did not agree. So we've been on here for almost 2 hours and 30 minutes.
yeah.
So
Half of those were me freaking.
yeah,
Was my dad jumping off a bridge.
the stream didn't go to hell, but for about 10 minutes it did. 10 to 20 minutes had
Yeah,
me
felt like forever.
legitimately worried for a second. Like what
My
he
dad
said,
jumped off a bridge.
and then he froze up, and we didn't see him for like 10 minutes. I'm like, holy shit! Did he really just say that? Did he mean that as something? But anyway, for anybody who has watched or will watch, thank you for watching. If you enjoy this, please
My
subscribe.
dad's okay, guys. Don't no
Yes,
worries. I
yes,
think maybe who knows? Who knows? I haven't seen him since I was 2. So
Oh boy. Well, Tro says his dad is okay, so don't worry about that. If you like this, if you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe. And in the future, we will have our next episode will be the September 17th Raw. Again, we're not doing the
yep,
SmackDown. So we will continue the road to Unforgiven with the September 17th SmackDown, or excuse me, Raw.
raw.
Maybe tomorrow, maybe Tuesday,
Yep,
or maybe tomorrow, maybe Wednesday. We will decide on that
yep.
soon. But at the end of the month, we have Mets season preview. At the beginning of April, we will recap the Islanders month of
Oh yeah,
March, sadly. But yeah,
you know.
we will see you probably tomorrow. Thank you to anybody who's watched.